Alrighty, welcome to the second parenting workshop, alhamdulillah. How many of you guys were in the first workshop that we had a month ago? MashaAllah, almost all of you guys. Alhamdulillah, we got a lot of positive feedbacks regarding the last workshop that we had. As you know, these workshops are intended, inshallah, to increase your knowledge of parenting, to help you to be a better parent, follow up with what your children are learning at the school, specifically Sunday school, how to improve and recommend them to practice what they learn in Sunday school, specifically Islamic manners, and practice them, inshallah, and overall your parenting skills. It's a great opportunity. What we learn here, inshallah, is a combination of Islamic recommendation and mostly also, inshallah, academic, professional, psychological, child development skills that, inshallah, it will create a unique opportunity for all of us, inshallah, to learn. Also, so the topic that you got all the flyers, right? Did you get the flyers that emailed you guys? All right, so one of the major things, everyone can see the screen? Yes, everyone? Okay. So inshallah, the first topic we're going to cover today is about how to develop your child's social skills. Okay. So before we start, I want to ask you this question. What do you think? Give me an example of social skills. What are the social skills you want your children to have, to develop, and to learn?
Leadership.
Leadership, okay. What else?
Interaction with other kids.
Interaction with other kids. Respect.
Conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution.
Communication skills.
If you're not responding, that means you don't know how you want your children to have social skills.
Interaction with peers.
With peers, interactions, good. What else?
Confidence.
Confidence, good job.
Be true to themselves
Uh-huh.
and able to communicate the values.
Communication, very good. What else?
Anger management.
Anger management.
Kids are very shy, how to take them out of shyness.
How to be able to interact with others, very good. What else?
Respect others' belief and
Respect others' beliefs and values. What else?
Answer questions from others about their faith.
Be able to communicate with others. Okay, what else? What else do you want your kids to do? Think about your kids. Don't tell me what else. Just your kids, if they have any deficiency in social skills, what are they? What do you want to improve? What do you want them to improve? Eye contact?
Eye contact.
Ahsan, very good.
Teach them empathy.
Empathy, Ahsan, very good. What else?
talking in front of the population.
Exactly, public speaking, very good, very good. These are all the examples of what? All social skills. You want them to be able to conduct and behave themselves and maintain themselves in the society successfully, right? You want them to be able to take their rights, to respect others, to interact with others, to communicate, eye contact, not feeling awkward when they are in a society, right? Some of our kids might feel awkward. Here's the thing. This is one of the most important topic that makes me so concerned, specifically in the Bay Area. Okay, it's a huge concern for me as an expert that I see your children, specifically your sons. I'm at the edge of, setting the alarm and letting you know that we're in trouble when it comes to children's social skills, and I'm going to tell you what and why. What is the reason? It's to the level that when I see a kid comes and can conduct himself or herself and talking and communicating, I'm shocked. Oh, why? He can talk. You know, the majority of our kids, unfortunately, they're having issues nowadays about social skills. Okay, and we're going to talk why and what is the reason this is happening. It's a huge topic, an important topic. I want you, inshallah, pay attention. I don't know. I see it's a little bit crooked. Do you see it as well? Is it better? Okay. It bothers me when everything should be perfect. All right. So as you see here, dealing with uncomfortable situation. If something happened in the school, they're being bullied, and someone teased them and something happened, how should they be able to maintain the situation? Conflict resolution, someone said that, right? What else? If something happened, how they should react in terms of being accepted or not being accepted. I have a lot of youth come to my office. They have issue with in the society, in the community, in the gathering, in the groups. People don't pay attention to them and they get offended by that. They can't even conduct. Oh my God, why people don't like me? This is some deficiencies that we have to work on that. So there are few, inshallah, categories I would like to add into this. Of course, we don't have, usually my workshops are 2.5 hours, right? So we have to put it all together, just show the most important parts, so inshallah we can take advantage of the time that we have. Many of you guys in your responses, you mentioned about emotions. Let me make it easy from the beginning. Who you are, how you are socially, your children most probably going to be the same. If you are those who can have eye contact, you can manage the situation properly, they look at you and you're the role model. They what? They copy what you do. They see that, okay, my mom, the other day in the center or somewhere else, someone talked bad to her, how she reacted. Did she went to her friends and started talking about the other person? I have to learn the same thing and I have to do the same thing. My dad in the situation, when he is shaking hands with others, how he is doing it? Does he smile? Is he put his hand down, his head down? How he's interacting? I have to do the same thing. For a moment, go back to your parents right now. Does anything come to your mind about your parents? How they interacted, what they do, how they did, They copy what you do and most probably they react the same way in the same situation, okay? If you be stressed in conflict, in distress, and distressful situation, they're gonna be the same probably socially. The first source of learning what is the society and how to interact with the society is what? Mom and dad. They are mom and dad, right? And in the house, okay? So it's very important to know what we have to do. The first aspect that you can teach them about interacting with others is what? Emotions. You have to teach them what is the emotion and how they have to regulate their emotion. So you need to acknowledge and be responsive towards their feelings and emotion. We call it sensitive attunement. You should be able to be responsive and be aware of their emotions. If your child is coming and crying and you don't pay attention to your child, you're not satisfying their need. And doesn't matter what is the reason, you should acknowledge that at least. Unless they're doing it for the sake of attention, which is a wrong behavior. We'll talk about this inshallah if we have time later. But overall, you should be able to be responsive. Be engaged with them, warm and friendly, positive tone of voice, listen for their feelings and reflect the feelings back to them. So you came back from school today, I think you're sad. Do you want to talk about this? What makes you sad today at the school? So I said, yes, someone pushed me. Oh, so you're telling me that because someone pushed you, you feel, what do you feel about it? I feel like I hurt, I feel I'm upset, I feel you are sharing the feelings. You show that you understand their feelings. You're the first source of interactions with them, right? They are recording so they can share inshallah later on, so you don't have to bother yourself. So we're going to put it online so inshallah everyone can take advantage of that. So you see that you should be there. You should show them that in interactions with others, others feel your feelings. When you talk to others, you can trust to share your feelings, right? You see my point of view here? So this is important for them to understand. Be supportive and encouraging. You don't have to always correct them. For example, he comes from school and he starts crying or something happened. You don't have to always, immediately, what do we do? What happened? Did he talk bad to you? Well, you should do it this way and that way. He didn't ask for your help. He didn't ask for your guidance, did he? No, he was just crying. We do the same thing to ourselves. The wife comes and tells you, for example, well, today at work this happened. Well, I told you shouldn't have done this. She didn't ask for help. She was simply sharing ideas with you. Your responsibility is what? Reflecting back. Oh, you mean you felt disrespected because your coworker did this and that? That's it. And then if he or she wants advice, they ask you, what do you think I have to do in this situation, right? The first thing with your kids, just show them you understand. Just show them, right? And then of course, when it's the right moment, then you can guide them as well. Make sense? But first, reflect their feelings. Be supportive and encouraging. Create an emotionally positive environment. Who knows what that means? We're focusing mostly about, situation and issues that happen. So what is positive, emotionally positive environment in the house?
Openness.
No negativity.
No, give me example. What is the environment in the house that is positively, emotionally positive?
So, my little one got bullied like a few days ago,
Uh-huh.
and I was just trying to understand first rather than giving him solutions. Like, you have to retaliate, and like push it, and if he's pushing you, you have to push him back. Like
You're teaching him self-defense, huh? Okay, so emotionally positive, the first thing is that they can come and share their feelings with you in the house. They're not afraid of you. Most of your children are afraid of you. Why? Because as soon as that happens, some of the parents have said, well, what did you do that he did this? You should have done something that your teachers kick you out of the school. So you know what you're doing? Blocking their emotion. You don't let them come because they're always being accused of doing something, right? So they don't feel that they can talk to you. So first and foremost, please just be quiet, listen to them. It's not that difficult. Listen to them what they're saying, right? First things, you don't have to jump to judge them, right? Environment in the house is the way they can come to you, they can talk to you, they can share, they can cry with you. You know what I mean? They trust you. How many of you guys, you have this environment in the house that your children can come and talk to you? It takes few examples that they come, you don't respond well, you know what happens? They go to the defense mood, they don't share with you anymore. I know you like them to come home and tell you what happened to them, but most of them, sometimes they don't, right? So I have to go quicker. What's your tone of voice, the way you talk to them? We're telling them socially how you have to. You are socializing with them. Parents, when you talk to them, you're socializing because you're someone else, they're someone else, right? So if they are distressed, comes to you and you raise your tone of voice, they learn that when I am in distress with someone else, I have to raise my tone of voice. And tell me if that happens in the society, what will happen? They either kick them out of a school or kick them out of the work and job because people don't accept it, right? But it's not their fault because they learn from who? From us, okay? Another category, be respectful of your children. We'll talk about this, what do we mean by that. Help build children's self-esteem, which is very important in society, and confidence, specifically your boys. Almost off. It's very, very dangerous. When I say your boys, that means overall, what I've seen, you know. Communication, that inshallah we'll talk about this. All right, one of the sisters mentioned empathy. Okay, can someone describe empathy for me? One of the greatest values that you have in the society is empathy. What is it?
feeling other people's pain.
Exactly, others' perspective, you know. The ability for one person to perceive the emotion, needs and desires of another person. Many of marital issues that we find is because husband and wife don't have this ability and empathy towards each other. I see myself, I'm coming and I'm tired and you're not doing your responsibility. I don't see you on that side. In this interactions, we'll have issue with each other, right? In the society, the same way. I have to feel what you feel in the society. They have to feel what the others' peers, they feel to be able to, you know, make that relationship with them. So empathy in nurturing parenting has 3 components, okay? It's a huge social skill that they have to develop. Number 1, the way that you discipline your children, it will actually shape they will respond to others in distress. You see? These are all academic facts. That how you interact with them, how you, show them how they have to behave, this is what they do with other people. They don't have any other sources. They see how you do and they want to copy the same thing, right? Most of you guys, if a father or mother are quiet, calm, most of the children will become calm and quiet, right? They're seeing that, they're learning that. If you're more active, they will become more active, okay? Second, the way parents respond to the emotions of their children. So, the way that you do to honor the feelings and let your child know their feelings are accepted. It will help them to feel that if they share their feelings, it will be accepted by others. What does it do? It encourages them to what? To interact with others. If they have issue, go to their children, to their friends, go to others, to be able to share their feelings with them. The ability of parents to be aware of children's needs and to help children to get their needs met. What do we do in the society? How do you interact with your friends? When you're upset, you call your friend, right? You said, I have to talk to you. Why? Because you want to share your feelings. You want to respond back. You want the support back, right? This is how they learn this as well. Some people, maybe we have some people here as well, they think if they punish their children, God forbid, in corporal punishment, then they tell them, I love you so much, sweetheart. I'm doing it for the sake of yourself. They think that covers it up. That covers it up. God forbid if it's, physical punishment. They think if I tell them, I know I humiliated you, but I loved you, that's why. What does it tell them? Such behavior only results in an association. The people who care about you can hurt you. It's dangerous, isn't it? So when they want to get married, they always keep the distance. I can't get too close to you. We call it insecure attachment. I can't get too close to you. You have some couples, they can have a healthy relationship with their spouses because of attachment experiences with their parents. Who loved me more than my mom and dad? They could hurt me. Definitely you can hurt me as well. So they have issue with intimacy. They have issue with getting closer. They have issue with trusting others. Go on and on different examples at job, at work, society. So it's very, very important. Make sure that we don't add these things. Okay, we mentioned about respect. Respect here means what? When children are not treated respectfully, they feel bad about themselves, bad about others, and they don't feel like cooperation and cooperating. When you don't respect your children, because one of the major pillars of social interactions is what? Is respect. You interact with others in society because they respect you. Tell me, if in a society, in an organization, with someone who do not respect you, do you interact with them? You probably get away from that person or that situation, right? Respect is very important, and we're going to mention what do we mean by respect. Children who are treated disrespectfully develop a poor sense of self-worth and are less likely to become responsible, independent individual. You see, these are all important. You said the leadership, right? So if I don't feel confidence and there is a problem of self-worth, do you think I can lead a community or people? Do you think I can be a good manager, a CEO? I cannot. Because I don't see any value in myself. Because my parents keep criticizing me. Keep, disrespecting me. So there's no worth in myself. What do you mean I have to share with others? Right? Those who are confident, what is the meaning of confidence? I know my values. I know I can. But throughout the time that I grow up, if I have been disrespected all the time, there's nothing left for me to be able to share with other people. Okay? Give me some example of disrespecting your children. How does it happen?
When the kid who doesn't get a good grade and you start yelling on him.
Yelling at them, very good. What else? Just give it a spanking, good. What else? You can just give me the word. What is it?
Speaking over them.
Speaking over them, okay, what else?
Not listening
Minimizing
to them.
the feeling.
Minimizing their feelings.
Not listening to them.
Not listening to them, what else?
Comparing with other children.
Comparing with other children's values, okay, what else? I know you're not doing these things. It's hard for you to come up with an example, but help me, please. I know. That's difficult. That's good, actually. But help me. You have seen in other people, how do they do? How about yourself? What is that if someone did to you is disrespecting you?
Undergrade your
Values and...
opinions or...
Okay, what else?
Acknowledging their achievement.
If you don't acknowledge. Okay, some examples. Criticizing them. Say something that they feel ashamed. The sense of shame, right? Ridiculing them. Sometimes you want to make a joke or something among others. Oh yeah, my son, this is this. You don't know how sensitive they are. They will be criticized and ridiculed, right? Tease them or trick them. Threaten them. Embarrass them. You might feel that, oh, this is just a joke in front of others, but to them it might not be a joke. It might even, but it penetrates into their personality and it brings them down, right? Criticizing them all the time. I know some parents, nothing is enough for them. Whatever their kids do, it's still not. So if they get A, yeah, good, but I can't wait to see get A+. Come on. They do something good, yeah, but I want you to be able to do it in front of others. For example, he learned how to recite one surah. Yeah, it's very good, but I can't wait to see you can recite in front of others. You're killing their emotions, you're killing their achievements, you're criticizing them. What do you want from them? That's at the level perfect. Oh my God, I love that. That's amazing. Don't tell them what else. Help them indirectly to get to that level. You see what I'm saying? So if you come and whatever you do for us, right? They set the chair here. I come here. Brothers, very good, mashallah. But there's two chairs. That's it. You don't have to. Go maybe fix it yourself. Maybe later on. Another time. Tomorrow, the day after that, next week. By the way, we want to set the chair. Let's do it this way. Not immediately to kill their emotions, right? And to disrespect them. Threatening them, God forbid, and we do, all of us, we do this. Please don't say we don't do it, because all of us we do, right? If you don't do it, I'm going to do that. If you don't do it, you're not going to have that. It's just sometimes 24 hours. It's tough. I'm part of you as well. It's tough. Sometimes we have to. There's no other way. They don't give us any other options. So we're talking about, idealistically, we shouldn't. I'm not saying that we have to be perfect. No, it happens. They bother us so much that there's no way to say, if you don't do it, you're not going to have it. But make sure you what? Bring it down. As less as possible. If you're saying it 10 times a day, 20 times a day, bring it down at least to 5 times a day. Go ahead.
How do you define threat?
Threatening them. You are telling them because you have a power, how your boss would threaten you. I will kick you out of the company if you don't do that.
My question is that how we have to set the rules.
Discipline. Okay, so your boss in the company,
When they are,
this misbehavior. The boss in the company, does he all the time, every day comes to you like, I'm going to kick you out of the company. You know that you're not doing good. You're criticizing. But they set the rules first. They helped you to follow the rules. If something happens, sometimes they remind you, they help you, they support you. With children, it's a little bit different. We need to be more supportive, because they make a lot of mistakes. But threatening them, there's no value in it. It doesn't help them at all by threatening them. By keep saying that, you know what? I'm not going to buy that for you at all. I'm not going to take you to their house, to your friend's house, Instead of that, showing them the right way to correct their mistakes. Threatening doesn't help anything. Show them how they have to fix that. You see my point? All right, so, embarrassing them in front of others or something that, different examples. Self-esteem. Someone define it, please. What is self-esteem?
Understanding your values.
Understanding your values. Okay, what else?
Sense of self-worth.
Sense of self-worth. It's one of the major and the most important ability for social interactions. What else?
Believe in their ability, believe in themselves.
Believe in themselves ability.
Self-confidence.
Self-confidence. What else? Help me to know how self-esteem works and help them in the society. Give me an example.
I think it makes them confident if they don't feel like they have to.
Give me an example.
Like others, like they don't give in to peer pressure if they have good self-esteem.
They don't get into it?
They don't give in.
Give in,
to other
okay.
people's expectations.
Okay, what else?
They don't need to blindly follow others, whatever they do.
Okay, what else?
I think recently, I can give you an example. My son faced something at school where he was categorized as a terrorist because he's the last
Muslim,
name.
yeah.
So then that will with that, like if he has the confidence that he's following real values for Islam, he can preach the other part.
Ahsan. Meaning what? Meaning if he has the knowledge about who he is, the self-esteem will come, right? Yesterday I was in a majlis and with Brother Jafar, and one of the kids probably was 11, 12, maybe one of you guys, I didn't recognize him. He said, I'm from another community. He came to us and he greeted me. It's like, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm so and so, nice to meet you. I love your lecture, so and so. When he left, me and he was like, wow, he was so confident. Alone himself, probably 11 years old, right? 11, 12. He came and he was very, very confident. Alone, he came to me, a little bit scary with his clothing, right? He came to me, how are you doing, Maulana? I love this, Maulana, so and so, Khuda Hafiz. I love that confidence. He's not shy to come and talk, to greet me alone. Then he asked, where's your father? He says, my father's not here today. I came with my uncle. It's even, more confidence. We love that. He says, we want to see that more. That doesn't mean if your children are shy, there's something wrong with them. No. Don't interpret it. Some people's nature is introverted, right? Some people are extroverted, some people are introverted. There's nothing wrong if they're shy. That's different than if they are shy, but they can handle themselves, take care of their daily tasks in the society, that's good. If they are too shy, they're having issues to interact with others, and it's hurting them, that's a problem. You see what I'm saying? So if your children are shy, don't force them. Don't push them. That's wrong. I don't mean that this guy came to me, this kid, all of our kids should be like this. No, sometimes they're shy, blah, blah, blah. That's part of their nature. Don't force them, that is another issue. Okay? Self-esteem is like an armor against the challenges of the world. Like you said, someone was bullying them or telling them you're a terrorist or something. The confidence comes as, no, I'm not. Based on the level. Similar to self-worth, one of the sisters mentioned, how much a person values himself and herself. You guys mentioned as well. The value I believe in myself. Where the value comes, how do I know I have values? Who would tell me? Parents. Do they just tell me or what? Show me. Help me to understand that. How? Tell me how you can help me as your child to understand I have values.
Believe in you.
Identify the good values they have and encourage those more and more.
Encouraging them. What else? Something very important regarding leadership as well.
Do it first also.
Do it yourself. What else? Mashwarat and consultation. No. That actually, yes. You show them that you have values. You're right. Talking to them and asking for their advice. What else? In the house, if you
give them the opportunity and not shelter them.
Ahsan, give them opportunity to practice. Well, you know what? Based on their ages, you're in charge of the locking all the doors at night. You're in charge of putting the trash outside. You're in charge of, setting the dinner. You're in charge of so and so. You give them the opportunity to practice. And then encourage them. You did a great job, mashallah, right? If they made a mistake, later on, you show them how about this. Okay, not criticizing them. Give them opportunity. Later on, they grow up. If they're teenagers, give them more important opportunities, right? You're in charge of paying the bills. Boom. Oh my God, I love that. I'm so grown up, I can do that, right? Based on their ages. What else? Share responsibilities, then encourage and let them practice more of these things, Okay. It can change from day to day, year to year, but it is something to start from the time their infancy all the way to adulthood. This is ongoing process. You have to help them too. That's why some of the adults, they don't have self-esteem. You can see it, They don't have enough courage and confidence to be able to handle themselves and talk. And some of them, sometimes I tell them, brother, can you come and say azan here? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, no, I can't. Why you can't? I know that you know azan. What makes you not feeling that even your back is at people and you want to say azan? No. Because I'm afraid of something, being criticized. Most probably that guy, I don't want to mention your name, that he was criticized with parents, right? Sometimes. You have to be very careful how it goes. All right. How to encourage their self-esteem? You mentioned, few of the things you mentioned. Avoid focusing on one specific area. For example, success on a spelling test. Or one test. You just keep saying, yes, it was very good. This. What does it tell them? Can lead to kids feeling that they are only as valuable as their test scores. Only if you get A+. Only if you take this. Only if you... Self-esteem is not just the classroom. Self-esteem is not just what? Just one specific area, right? Make sure you don't focus on one thing. Let kids make mistakes and being there, you be there to boost their spirit, their confidence, so they keep trying. They have to fall down. He has to forget the rest of surah, otherwise he's not going to learn. Don't criticize them. He has to make big mistakes sometimes. You be there to support, to help. I know you get frustrated sometimes. It's been 10 times that I'm working with you. Why are you still not able to? Good teachers are those who are patient. They work with them. Some of the kids, they get faster. Some of them, they get, later. Some of them, they have disabilities. Some of them, they're visualizer. So you have to work with them to help them. Praise them when they achieve a goal or make a good effort. It's very important to praise them, right? You encourage them. But to the right level, to the right tone of voice. If they do something simple, for example, he put the dish over there. Oh my God, that was amazing. No, it was not amazing. No. If he finished his food, you did a great job. No praise when it's something that is their duty, don't praise them. Eating, it's their duty, don't praise them ever. Sometimes, your teenagers, cleaning their rooms, don't praise them. You are supposed to do this. If he's little and he's cleaning the room, yes, that's different, right? Depends on the age and the tasks. But if he comes and helps someone in the centers, you have seen he was walking and he just picked up a trash from the center and he put it through the trash can. Oh my God, that was amazing. I've seen it. I love that when we came to the center, you started shaking the hands of so-and-so and you said so. I love when you came to Sunday school, so-and-so. You see what I'm saying? It will encourage them to practice the same thing. All right. Communication, another important skills and very important, so they have to learn. Guess what? The 85% of people in the world, they don't know how to communicate. They have issue with this. Communication is a science, is skills you have to learn. We are communicating right now. When I ask you something, you're responding, that's communication. If I just talk and you listen, that's not communication. Inshallah, another time is more related to marriage, marital, sessions. But communication has three principles: listening well, understanding well, responding well. That's an interactive situation that we talk to each other, right? So, developmentally appropriate ways to communicate with children includes providing reasons and explanation. Use positive rephrasing. You talk to them. You communicate with them. No matter what, the major things you do, you interact with them verbally and non-verbally. Support their language development at early ages. General communication guidelines with children, pride skills. 1, positive emotional tone. When you talk to them, I can sense you're threatening me through your talk or not. Your tone of voice is higher or lower, right? It would distress them, feel them be stressful when you raise your voice for some reason. I know you were distressed yourself because something happened to you, but it's not their fault. Communication skills, right? Reflection. Reflect back to child what he or she says. We call it rephrasing. This can be used among you, husband and wife as well. Rephrasing. So you're telling me today that you went to school, you met your friend and it makes you so happy. Yes, yes. You're telling me, rephrasing. You're telling me that today someone pushed you and you feel so sad because of that. Yes. What is the benefit of that?
Feeling heard.
Feeling heard, what else?
It doesn't matter you heard what they said and you saying.
Mm-hmm.
Empathy.
What else?
Understanding you.
Mm-hmm.
Understand the situation. I can feel you.
Yeah, go ahead.
They have a chance to correct you regarding
Ahsan. If you made a mistake, you're not judging them. Just say, no, that's not the feeling. Husband and wife, sometimes we fight over something. It's like, but that's not what I said. Just rephrase it so that person knows that's exactly yes or not, right? Imitation. Follow the child's lead and join them in what they are doing. You follow them. Let them, leadership you said, let them lead. Let them. If you're playing with them, you don't be the leader in the game. Let them lead the game, you follow them. You can correct them sometimes if you want, but what they are doing, you join them. He is talking, he's communicating. You're mostly listening and just enjoying the conversation, right? Because he has to learn how to communicate. Describing what the child or what you and he or she are doing, and engagement, showing interest in what they're doing and paying close attention to what they are doing. Versus a what? Yeah, you were saying what? Oh, yeah, at the school, yeah, very good, alhamdulillah. What does it mean? Oh, I'm cooking. What happened to you? Yeah, okay. What does it mean?
you're not important.
In the society, yes, something else. This spoon is more important than you, right? And I tell them, if I don't cook, it's going to burn, so I have to. Well, put it here, go talk, then come back. Child is first, So in the society, imagine if they get used to this. People don't respect me. It's not important if I talk or not. Something else is always more important than me, right? Mom and dad are talking, shh, we're talking. It happens to all of us. I know when we're driving, we're talking to each other. They keep talking, shh, shh, we're talking. It happens to all of us, 1 second, please. They keep going on and on and on and on, non-stop, right? Non-stop. It's not their fault. It's our fault. We have to be patient. I know it's tough. It's happened to me all the time, Keep talking and talking. Oh my God, what should we do? Sometimes we play silence game with her. Said, okay, so silence game for a few seconds, please. For a few moments. And then she was like, in the middle of the game, like, how was it? You were supposed to be quiet, All right. Very good. I'm going to go quicker, inshallah, around these things. Give your children good company, exposure, and chances to interact with different type of people. Don't see that if they are good with you, they can be good with everyone. generalize their skills, right? They have to be able to conduct in the society as well. That's why bring them to the centers are amazing. Take them to parks, playground are very good. Sunday school is amazing. Some parents says, well, it's better quality if we stay at home and we teach them. I know, but their instructions here is needed. I want them to learn how to conduct Islamically themselves in the society, not in the house all the time with me. When they come here, someone pushes them, someone disrespects them, someone talks bad about them. That's what we want them to learn in this situation, how to interact, right? And this is provide this situation for them, you know. So activities that get them more comfortable with this situation are very good. So play with them, playground, you know, sport activity, anything that will help them with this. Communicate with them, let them express themselves fearlessly, you know. It's very important. Good communication is a key to a good social skills, communication. If your children are an infant, start communicating with them, talking to them. Let them talk, let them share their feelings. Assertiveness. Another issue of parents and couples, they are not assertive. They cannot share their feelings. A husband sometimes cannot share what he feels towards what she does, you know? This is important for communication to be able to do it. All right, so practice social skills, as we mentioned with them. Take turns, play with them, take turns. You show them what that means to take turns, you know? Okay, so through game, you don't have to verbally tell them what it is. Okay, so how about this? Wait a little bit, it's my turn, the car goes, and then, okay, so wait, it's your turn, let's go. Through the games, you can help them. Doesn't mean if they're, you know, older one, you're playing soccer with them, okay? So that's my turn, you stay there and I'm doing it. And I'm shooting the ball. So games. Child development specialists are saying that for attachment, fathers play a significant role in teaching social skills for the children. Mothers as well, but if we want to share, one of the most important areas that fathers can help is to teach kids social skills through games. Make sure at least 1 hour a day you spend time with your children and you play with them. If they are older, going out with them, playing soccer with them, some other games or board games or something. If they are younger ones, some age appropriate, you know, games you have, spend time with them. It's very important to make them have secure attachment through what? Through game, and they learn from you. Mothers as well, but if we're going to share responsibility, they're saying it's very important from fathers. All right, so any question about social skills? Alhamdulillah, you know everything right now, and then we're good to go. MashaAllah. All right, so social skills means what? I am in the society, in the real world, I'm talking to you, I'm managing situation in the real society based on the experiences that I have, right? Each time you go to the society, you interact with others, you talk to someone, you learn something new about social skills and life. Your children, the more they're in the actual world, not the virtual world, the more they learn to practice there. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. What if the majority of the time your children are in virtual world? What will happen here? What if the majority of time they are just playing with devices, video games, internet, not the real world? Virtual world means what? Another not real world. There are in, you know, video games or internet or something. What will happen?
They lose social skills.
Disconnected from society.
Disconnected from the reality and society. What else?
It's not engaged.
They can't get engaged, yeah. What else? They are engaged with something that is not real. It's another society, but it's not the real society, right? What else?
Maybe they get a chance to practice all of these.
Ahsan, they can practice these things. What else? I keep saying, even in non-Islamic Muslim society, world, before they were going outside finding someone to date, they have enough courage to go and ask someone to go out with them, right? Right now, what do? Website. And they hide behind, so they don't have enough confidence to go talk to someone, right? They hide. Our children as well. So now this is the moment that they have to go find a spouse or something. They are so shy because they have never practiced this. Never seen someone, right? They can't practicing this. So it will bring the idea in the reality to practice all these things. But the more they spend time in the virtual world, the more they're isolated from the reality of this world. Then the first time that someone talk bad about them or in front of them or push them, oh my God, it's like the whole world is collapsing. Come on, this is part of your boys. Please, 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 please. I'm very concerned about them. Girls are much better today, as I witnessed, than boys. Your boys are literally cannot function properly sometimes. I go out with them, boys and girls. I'm talking about teenagers, not the little ones. And I start from that. I tell them this is the game we're going to play. The girls in the front line, let's do it. Yeah, we're healthy. When it comes to boys, I'm tired. I can't. They can't even talk. That's dangerous. He's going to be a father tomorrow. He's going to lead a family. This personality cannot even take care of himself. You see him, you want to just sit down and cry. Seriously, they can't even talk. They're so shy. Then we play. He goes over there. He sit down with himself. Oh my God, what's going on here? Then imagine what's going to happen. She's going to be social. Then when they get married, guess what happened? She's taking the lead in everything. She's running the family, and it's hurting him. It's not even equally. Then they have a problem. Then what kind of father he's going to be? What kind of leader he's going to be in society? Then tomorrow we're going to give the center to who? To someone who cannot even take care of himself? Part of the issue because of they are too much in the ritual world. They're just with themselves. Second, yourself. You are the leader. Fathers, you should be active. Alhamdulillah, our sisters in the society are active. That's one of the reasons and many other reasons. You should be active. You should show them that you're taking rules and responsibility. Be volunteers. Step forward. Do something. Even not for the sake of Allah, for the sake of your children. You know, this is important. Volunteering and showing them, that's very important. All right. Data shows that years ago, 70% of 11 to 12 years old use mobile devices and phone. And it increased to 90% at the age of 14, right? Nowadays, probably more. 12, 13, they push you to buy the devices for them. Sleep issues, some of the problems that brings. How the electronic devices would impact your child's development. Sleep issues, there's significant correlation between what? Ourselves as well, it's not just for them, Specifically close to what? The bedtime. And then not even falling asleep, maintaining the sleep. Because what? This brain is what? Active. Ooh. And before you go to sleep, you have to turn it off. By what? Being calm and relax and think about something. Relax to go to sleep. But this mind was just killing someone 5 minutes before you go to sleep. This brain is active until morning, right? Because it's not in peace. Sleep issue is physical. Mental health problem. It brings anxiety. You know that when they play video game, they are grumpier, right? Yeah. Even in a phone, you give them smartphones. My daughter, she's 4 years old. When she plays more with devices, she's grumpier after that. It's clear all of them are like this, right? ADHD, different behavior, poor behavior, go all the way to depression and anxiety and many other things. Physical health issue, it's saying that it's related to definitely obesity, increased abdominal fat, high risk of diabetes. Because what? You tell me. Because they're always sitting and eating. How many times that happens you bring the food to them while they were playing? Okay, eat this as well. While watching TV. You're supposed to be the leader, I forgot. You're supposed to put discipline. You're supposed to say no at this time and yes to something else. You're encouraging them. You're fitting bad behavior to them, right? How many times you wanted them just to be quiet, gave them okay, go over there, sit down. Right? You're literally betraying them. I'm sorry I'm saying it this way. I know on Thursday you want them to be quiet by doing this. I'm not even saying that what they're watching on their cell phones. Come to me. I have spies around the centers. I have to have, among the teenagers. They're walking by your children, sometimes 9 years old, 10 years old. They come to me and to tell me what they're watching. I can't even share with you what they're watching. From nudity and violence and everything. On the corner over there somewhere, they're together, very quiet. You look at them, inshallah, you see how nice they are? Very quiet, getting along. You don't know what they're watching. What kind of games even they're playing? What kind of things they're exchanging with each other? Whose responsibility is that? Us.
Can you just address, like, when is it safe to give them phones?
Inshallah, we'll talk about it. Yeah. So physical health, poor relationship, communication problem, and social disconnection, this is all clear, right? Because they don't practice the social interactions, right? And communication is not a good way of communicating with others. Academic problems and learning challenges, increased time and electronic devices associated with poor academic outcomes. The more time they spend on non-academic related topics on their social media and on phone, the more they get away from reading and studying. Nowadays with Instagram and our teenagers and Snapchats, it's all about instant getting something. You know, within 60 seconds, new clip, another 60 seconds. Within 1 hour, this is how many clips, short clips they watch it, and attention span goes down, right? Very shorter. Why? Because they are used to jumping from this to this. I don't like this. Before they think, they judge. Oh, I don't like this clip. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Then what do you expect them to sit down in the class and learn? Right? MRI scan reports children who he reported more than 2 hours a day of the screen time, got lower scores on thinking and language tests. Remember before we didn't have these smartphones, we memorized a lot of phone numbers? Yes. Remember? Yeah. How many phone numbers do you memorize right now?
Hundreds of them.
Very good. I'm surprised if you know your wife's, and your husband's, phone number. Before, at least, the majority of family members and friends, we know that. But nowadays, because we all rely on what? My phone is always with me, why should I? That was a memory practice. Now we don't have this, right? All right, no screen. Okay, so some of the recommendations here. How we should do it and what is the best way. No screen or electronic devices for children under 2 years old. No matter what. Please do not even introduce. There's no reason to do that. Let them play with toys. Let them go outside. Play with your children and interact with them face to face. Game, play. If you're not saying no to devices, that means what? Yes to me. Come and play with each other. You can't just tell them, don't touch your device, don't watch TV too much, go sit down over there, always be nice. Doesn't work. You have to be creative. Go out with them, sometimes in the house, have some crafts, working together, build something together, playtime. You know what I mean? You have to fill up those times that they need to play with something. They don't find anything else, they want to go. And you know how they know how to push you to go to screens, if a TV or something. They nag and nag and nag until they said, okay, go. Right? During the time of play and socializing, there should not be any distractions. When you spend time with them, remember, socially as well, you have to respect them, spend time with them, interact with them, right? It's important. No distractions. When you couples talking to each other, no phone, no driving, no cooking, no eating, no newspaper, no phone. Eye contact, talking to each other, right? Not more than 1 hour a day for electronic usage for older ones. Set time, make sure you discipline it. From what time to what time, you tell them by sharing them with them. You tell them, okay, so you come home at 6 o'clock, for example, or 2 o'clock. So you have to do this, you have to do this. Do you want to play your video game after lunch, or first you want to do something that you know is the best, or after you're doing your homework? You give 2 options, 3 options. He has to pick among the options that you think is better for them, right? Then stay with that. This includes the smartphones, TV, computer, and everything. I remember I was talking to my professor and said, what is the amount of screen time you allowed? I thought, she would say, a few hours. She said 20 minutes a day for younger children. 20 minutes? My daughter is going to kill me, just 20 minutes, right? That's what science is saying. And they're promoting more and more, the devices. Model the positive smartphones use through time and the way of using. The major problem that children have with smartphones and devices because of us. How many times you spend on your phone? When do you spend? Remember when you are with family, you start using your phone? Remember that was a quality time, your wife, you were using your phone? Remember in the middle of watching movie and TV, you were using your phone? Remember you were eating and you were texting, oh, that's very important, my boss is so and so. It's a wrong way of using cell phones. You see my point? Wrong time, wrong way. Remember before you go to sleep, you were, and your daughter was watching you what they were doing? Then what do you expect them? We do, they do. Then you can't tell them no. The majority of parents come to me and complain about this. That goes to addiction. Cell phone issue and devices, now at the stage of addiction. I have officially addicted children to their cell phones. That means they can't put it down. I said that the other day. I had one of them here in boys' night. Literally, he was putting the phone down. He was going playing basketball with all other boys. Playing basketball. The ball was over there. Someone should have, go to take the ball. He was coming with their phone. And he was going and taking the ball again. It's sickness. It's so scary. It's so scary. It's like that, drug addict. He can't even look how this mind is in distress, that he knows I have to spend time here, but I need this as well. What is in it? Anyhow, so encourage family meals and communication. Family meals, no devices, nothing, away. I'm going to talk how to do it. Look for quality apps and promote building vocabulary, mathematical literacy, and science concept. Okay, even if we want to use it, something beneficial. So, a good amount of time during the day, not too much. Depends on when do you think is the best, by sharing some options with them. But what they're going to do, what kind of games they're going to play, how they want to use it. Make sure there's something that is beneficial to them. Okay? No smartphones in the bedrooms, including parents. Design an hour a day as unplugged, no electronic family time. Let them get used to it. Turn off the modem. No internet. Nothing. Put all the cell phones and devices in one box in the closet. Lock it. No one can touch it. One cell phone for the sake of emergency or something. Believe me, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. 10, 20 years ago, we didn't have cell phones and we were still alive. So substitute tablet, phone with more fun outdoor activities that we mentioned. Okay. Do not introduce electronic devices to your younger children. Let them live an electronic-free life as long as possible. Some people ask me, what is the age that we can, buy something? The later, the better. If you can push it all the way to 20 years old, do it. They're not going to miss anything. Believe me, they're going to learn quickly. There's nothing specific. I know even schools are promoting that, but there is no even research prove that this is good for them. There's no research to say this is good for them.
How do we do that? I'm in the same boat, his boat, without them feeling like, there's too many restrictions.
Very good. Communication, sharing, at that age is tougher, because he has already got used to this. You need to sit down and tell him why. The benefit of this, the threats of that. Communicate with him. Says, you know what, because of this, I need your cooperation. What do you think we have to do? I know you enjoy it as well, but what is the best way to do it? Keep talking and talking, but you are the mother. You are setting the rules by respecting him and talking to him and finding a good common ground that you can practice it. Okay?
Sometimes what happens is that the e-books and all those kind of electronic devices are indispensable to you in terms of doing homework and all that. How do you combat that?
Yeah.
That's the way to live.
Yeah. If you ask me if you can buy the hard copy, that's better. But sometimes that happens. Put it at those times that they can use it efficiently. Okay. Video games and virtual world. I have some good examples to show to you that what is going on with this world. A little bit scary, but do you see that? He's playing video games. Just look at the level of stress on his face, okay? This is what your children are doing every day, by the way. Then imagine that goes on and on for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? I don't know why it doesn't have a voice.
Click on this.
No, it has a voice. It's on.
It has a full voice.
Yeah. You see what he's doing? Then imagine the level of stress that is transferred to him. Look at the facial expression. Look at the muscle spasm. You see here? It's scary. If you didn't know what he's doing, you would say he's crazy. He is crazy. If you didn't know what he's doing, you said this guy is just like out of his mind. Right? So this is what they're saying every day. constantly, few hours, right? And this is what they've been through it. And we just don't know exactly what's going on because you don't watch with them. You don't see with them, you know. I have another one very quickly for teenagers. Even teenagers, their facial expressions, to see the effect of that. Inshallah, if it gets. The way is that we sometimes see these things, know these things, but we don't do any specific things to control this. It's good that sometimes, you know, we watch these things. Do not let them play with tablet, phone, computer all day long, please. Even if it's summer, if they don't have something. This is the face of what you watch. So let's see here. This is even teenagers. Look what they do. Look at the stress that is transferred to her, right? And then look at how mind and brain should, you know, work on this situation. God knows what she's watching, the violence that she's learning. And you see, look at this. And this is again years and years ago, by the way. Now this is even worse than this. So of course when he plays this and then he finishes, you said, come and help me with something, he's going to yell at you, right? Yeah. Of course when you say no more video game, he's going to yell at you because you are interrupting something, how important, right? He's saying, if you had a voice, he was saying, come closer, I want to stab you. This guy was saying, come closer, I want to stab you. Don't run away, I want to stab you. Look, younger ones, right? It's important to pay attention, brothers and sisters. This is our responsibilities, you know. So, keeping your children quiet through video games, it might be a relief for yourself, but it's a very wrong decision. Both parents should be on the same page. Both parents on the same page. Mom says no, dad says, okay, take it, be quiet. Dad says no, he goes to mom. Mom, can I have your phone? Yes. They don't tell you guys, by the way. You are in the men's side, sister on the sister's side. Dad, can I play with you? No. Maulana said no. Don't say Maulana said no, please. Because they're not going to get close to me at all. That's why I didn't want them to. If you just slightly tell them I said these things, there's no relationship between me and them, probably. But he goes to mom. Mom, can I play with you? He doesn't say that dad didn't give it to me. That mom says yes. And then what happened? Mom and dad are not on the same page. They know they can't get over your rules and policies, right? Okay, so playing video games can hurt your kids' development. Make sure you have rules about play game and stuff like that. Watch TV. Like I said, it brings. These are some of the pictures of years and years ago, games that they were playing. Look at this. Your kids are watching and playing these things. Again, it was years and years ago. Now it's worse than this, you know. I mean, when you do this, when you play with this, and your mission is to do this with this stuff, kill someone. Okay, when you do this, and you're a hero because you can kill people, right? When you kill someone with these acts like this, they don't see this as virtual world. By the way, I had a survey with them. It says, "Tell me about virtual world," and here and this. They said, "We love video games because we are the one who is controlling it, because we are the main character." They don't see it as we see it. They are actually putting themselves in that situation, right? So, do not provide any video games unless you are aware of the content of the game and the picture. This may require you to play the game or watch the show before them together. Okay? So, was overall understanding of the social world, understanding the virtual world, understanding your responsibilities. Make sure you sit down, husband and wife, parents, I'll get to you, parents together, and make sure you set good rules and policies for your children. When, how much you have to let them play with their video games. Make sure, some of your kids are older, so it's tough. If now you want to implement the rules, they're going to resist. They're going to fight back with you, right? You have to find a good way to communicate, to sit down, to show them why you have to do this, and go slowly, slowly. Don't go from, if they're playing 5 hours a day, to half an hour a day. It's going to break them apart. No, go from 5 hours to 4 hours, to 3 hours. Let them see the point, why you have to do. Keep communicating, but you are the one who put the discipline and set the rules and encourage them to follow. Questions?
Maulana, my 8-year-old, we don't have video games in the house yet.
Okay, good. Congratulations.
But the thing is, there's a lot of peer pressure.
I know.
So, like the center itself, like
Yeah.
Minecraft games.
Okay. Do you do anything to replace that peer pressure? Do they have something that they go to their peers and says, "Well, we went there today. You didn't go. We went to that park. We went to that nature. We did this and this trip." And then they were like, "Oh my God, we wanted as well." Do we do it? Some social activity. However, if it's at the level that is too much pressure, you can guess and assess too much pressure, what that means. Then very define and assess situation with video games. Like I said, the later the better, but if it's too much, then you said how, what kind of games, what kind of situation, how many times a day, how many hours a day. But if you put more of other activities, specifically outdoor activities, it's going to help them a lot at least, you know? Okay, what else?
Regarding the video games, I was thinking, for example, for some games, tennis games, I don't know, basketball games, these kind of video games.
Yeah.
How are those?
Again, if they have it, it's better to play those things rather than this violent, nudity, blah, 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 things that is around them. That means you watch them, it's controllable, blah, blah, blah. You know what is in it. It's better than definitely all those things. But even those, there should be a time. How long, how much, what kind. Don't think it's just tennis or that. Sometimes the nudity is there. Be very careful. Sometimes the video clips in the middle. So I purposely play a lot because I have to know what is in it. So sometimes it's just they playing. When they win, there comes actual movie. The actor and actresses played like, being together, intimate, blah, blah, blah. Be careful. It's not just as simple and innocent always. I don't play those parts, by the way. What else? But I know there's... What else? Questions?
What about internet use rather than games?
Same category. We call it screen time. The less screen time, the more assessed screen time, the better. But even if it's internet, when, where, how? Where are you going? If there is a laptop, there is a PC, it should be somewhere that you can see the screen all the time. Not in the room, not the room locked, the door locked. In the hall, in the actual living room, in front of you, the face of the screen time, the screen, you know, in front of you. And what they're doing, there are some apps. One of the sisters, she wanted to come and tell us some of the apps she knows. There are apps out there that can help you to restrict the usage of internet. If someone knows, tell us.
Custodio, I told them.
Custodio?
Custodio, one of the best.
How do you spell it?
QUISIDIE.
Okay, what does it do?
It has all kind of preparing control on the laptop, on every phone. And you can block all the sites.
Good.
And you can also see the trend.
Very good.
What kids are when they try to
Ahsan.
you see all the trends.
Custodio. Okay.
One challenge is that sometimes they use the internet to do their homeworks, online.
Supervise them. What time to what time, what they have access to, and then let them.
The problem is they're doing that. The second you step away, it's on whatever internet,
Yeah, so these apps would help. They don't let them do this, they block them, okay? Beside that, it's a discipline. If they don't follow your rules, they'll see the discipline. And discipline is negative reinforcement. You won't have something because you broke the law. Make sure if that happens, you stay with the consequences. They have to see the consequences. You won't get what you want. This is not what they see the consequences of the breaking the laws, but beside that, this type of apps, and I'm sure many more they have, will control you to behave it.
About the fact that you mentioned just watch them when they do video games or with tablet. How about if they resist? They don't want to do that. And I know that you're saying that put a rule. If you want to play this, you have to be in front of me. But doesn't it counteract with their self-esteem and the fact that, my parent doesn't trust me?
Okay. What age we're talking about? Okay. So you don't have to watch it all the time with them. I said you know what is in the game. You maybe played before. You know what is that video that they're watching, that show that they're watching. You are confident that's okay. However, it's in front of you. So they can't go to another website, to another game. They're perfect with that. There's some clips that for a second they change it, as you said. For a second they change it. As soon as parents come, they change it again, right? It's just 2 clicks, So it's not that you constantly half an hour sitting in front of them. You already know what is in it, right? You trust them already that they're playing. You don't even have to tell them that I'm watching you all the time like this. But the screen is somewhere, there's no, hidden time and things that they can do.
You mentioned that kids are following and copying their parents. What would happen if mom and dad would have different reaction and different behavior in the house? I want to do that. They will follow their dad or mom.
Exactly. They're not going to follow mom or dad. They're going to follow their own rules. Because both parents are good to them, right? So I can't choose you, I can't choose you, I'm going to choose my own way. And it's usually a very bad way, or my friend's way. So that's why mom and dad, despite their differences, they have to make sure when it comes to parenting, they have the same policy. If they can't, they have to come to experts, talk about this, see which way the science and Islam would recommend them to follow that way. But it's important always, all the time, be on the same page. Even behind their scene, they have issue with each other parents, but in front of them, same word. Respect each other. Mom and dad, sometimes mom specifically purposely says, I can't let you because dad says no. Even if you believe that that's right and that's okay, they can do it, but just because dad said no, no. You have to go talk to your dad. If dad will be convinced, he will say you yes. Mom says no, that's no. Because mom said, don't say, I told you that's fine, why you're saying no? No, that's wrong. Later on, you can go to the room, talk to each other, I think this is fine, blah, blah, blah. And then you say, go to your mom, talk to your mom, see if mom, you can convince your mom, right? Not push your mom. If you see they're disrespecting mom and dad, and you're there, hey, don't talk to your mom, don't talk to your dad this way. This is not nice, blah, 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 Support, support, support. The more you're nice to each other, the more you're supporting each other, the more obedient they will be towards the rules. All right, go ahead.
So my son, he's in 6th grade, so in the middle school, they gave him a laptop for the language art teacher. She have just like e-books they have to read, and he's a good reader. He used to read 6 or 7 hours a day with the books. Recently, he started just like more want to on the computer, and I went to the teacher and I talked to him, and he said, this is the way it is. This is better because we have to read it in ebooks because the ebooks is very expensive. You don't have the money to buy.
Did you ask her what do you mean by we have to?
Yes.
What do you mean we have to?
The kids have to read these books because they have a good literature for them.
Yeah.
And you need this. So
I know.
We have a screen cannot.
I know that. That's what I said. The schools are even promoting that.
Yes.
If you can have the hard copy, as I said to sister, that's better. If not, make sure you still define it as that time that they have to read, they have to do things. Here's the thing, what I said doesn't mean they shouldn't touch video game or they shouldn't play. That's not what I'm saying, you know that. I'm saying we have to be aware. There should be a good time that how they play, we define it, right? It doesn't mean that you don't let them play at all anymore, no. What kind of game, you should know what kind of game they have to play, when to play, how to play, but they can play. This is part of their life, right? I'm not saying don't let them touch the screen or touch the video game or touch the devices. They can, this is part of their life nowadays, right? But make sure you know how they do it.
A programmer, he's doing apps for programs. He's a programmer kid, so we already have just like 30 minutes a day for doing a program things.
Good.
But the books, that ebooks, reading for 2 hours, this is really bothering me because I don't want to stay 3 hours.
3 hours in that. I think this is too much of reading at that age, We'll talk to the teacher, says, I think it's too much. Why don't you reduce that, yeah? Don't say just whatever teacher said. Go talk to the teachers, see what they're saying. Teachers are not necessarily expert in these things, They are expert on conveying the material to the kids, right? So that's why we negotiate with them. We talk to them. Is there any other way? Blah, blah. It's too much, too many hours. Let's find the best way. You are the parents. You go to the doctor, whatever the doctor says, you don't say necessarily yes or no. You just talk to them why and how, and then you find the best. Go ahead.
So this is more prevalent, I think, in boys nowadays. Even console games, like if you have Nintendo, PlayStation, you can play with friends.
Yeah.
So now we've seen it happening that even if you do arrange get-togethers or if you go to a dinner at a friend's place, where you and your kids and other kids were friends, right, family friends, they're in the same room, but they're on the Nintendo
Unfortunately,
Switch, playing online games because they do that.
And parents in the other room, they're talking to each other.
Yeah. So how do you counter that? You go talk to your friends who are parents of those other kids. That when they're together, they should be physically playing together and not playing together on the screen.
Well, first of all, we have to see what they're playing over there. That's one thing, when they go to the room or they do something else. Second is that how long they're going to play with each other. The whole time, you can say, okay, you can play with each other here with your video game, I don't know, half an hour. Because we are 1 hour here, 2 hours here, half an hour, then you should come sit next to me or do something, or go play in other things with each other. Go outside, bicycle, something else, right? The same rules. You make sure it's not too much. You make sure that whenever is the social interactions, they're not in somewhere else playing video games. They can go, it's their fun, they can go play, and then they have to come. That time, how, when, it's up to you.
Right.
The rules.
But, so, another question, like if my kid doesn't do that, right? So we take our kids that, hey, we're going to this friend's place, your friends are gonna come. But then when we get there, all the other friends are in a room playing Nintendo.
That's your challenge. Yes, that's a big challenge for you.
Is not allowed.
That's a big challenge for you, yeah.
So how do we handle that?
Again, either you talk to them, you talk to their parents and says, we're coming, this is what is important, if they want to listen to you. Second, you try to put the rules for your children. You tell them, okay, you can go play with them this amount and blah, 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 and then come back. Okay? Third, you don't go there. It's a challenge. Either way, right? There should be a way to fix that.
Talking about replacements,
Yeah.
I think it's practically it's very, very difficult
Yeah.
in this society because I notice not myself only, with many families in the community, that they are complaining in certain age, after certain age, the kids, they don't like to go to parks or go for walking or, you know, these.
Can I pause you here? Why they don't like it?
Sorry?
Why they don't like it?
They want to be with their friends. That's what the brother was saying.
Okay,
Exactly.
but here's the thing. How many times we went outside with them to practice these things?
Yani at least once a week we like to go outside, get fresh air, and we were talking about how it's benefits for health, for physical.
Second question, since when we started practicing this? Since they were teenager, two years ago, or since?
They were okay with that, but after 10 years, most
Yes.
families, they are saying they don't like.
Yeah. At certain age, it's specifically teenagers, they like to spend more time with each other, and that's fine.
Yeah, but
The interactions, they want to have
I
fun.
don't want to repeat the brother same thing. So when we come to the point of going to spend time with other friends, the same thing. That the other friends, they don't want to.
There should be a rule wherever you go. They have to. What if their kids are sick? The kids have some sicknesses, for example, season sicknesses that it's contagious. What do you do?
But what I will do if that's 99% of the people, they are doing that. So
it's up to you. You want to be part of 99% or you want to have your own rules?
No,
That's what is happening. The peer pressure that Sisters talks about is this. You talk to parents, you share your ideas with them. We would like to come here, we would like to interact with each other, right? Show them, okay, this is the right way. Why don't we encourage them to play a little bit with video game, and then we, for example, let them go outside and play. Or no video game, do something else. It should start from somewhere, right? If parents don't want to cooperate with you, this is up to you. You want to be part of the gang, or you want to have your own rules. You can do what? You can set your rules if you can, as I said to brother. Okay, this amount of minutes, and for example, half an hour, 1 hour, you can play with them. Then that's it. You can make your interactions the time shorter than others to go out, right? It's up to you how you want to do it, but it's tough. You're right. It's tough because everyone are doing it. The majority are giving it. The peer pressure comes as well. Somehow we have to work with our children, cooperate with them, talk to them, communicate with them. Why these things? Don't just put the rules and tell them to follow. Specifically teenagers. Make sure you communicate with them. You tell them what is the reason, but it's tough to implement it.
But my question here is how we were discussing the kids have to be in the society, how they are active in the society. If I have this kind of society, especially in this age, I'm talking about teenagers especially, so which society I can pick if I have no option or very limited option?
Well, you're telling me if the food is here, I have two foods. One of them is half of healthy, one of them is non-healthy. What should I do? It's because of the situation, okay? So what we have to do is that parents, if I have to go back, parents are responsible for the network that children would have, okay? What kind of network they will have. At the same time, usually this is what is happening overall with everyone. Again and again, the best way is to communicate with your children, tell them why you're recommending something, what are the benefits, what are the threats, what are the issues that will happen to them, right? Communicate with them as much as possible. Encourage them to follow the rules, okay? And make sure you fill up the replacement. Make sure there is, if no to this, what, yes to what, right? Show them something else, have something else. But at the same time, we have to define the social network they will have. We have to help them to play with what? To go spend more time with who? Those who always play video game? To what people, what game? I know some parents, they have the same concern as you guys. They don't want their children to play this much. Why don't we have more connection with them? And which choosing the network who you're interacting with is your responsibility, specifically when your children are younger. Because when they're older, that's tough. They're not going to listen to you, right? Since they're younger, you bring the network. You introduce to them this kind of family, this kind of friends, this kind of blah. That's going to help, not going to stop. That's going to help, right? But at the same time, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. We have to work with them, explain to them. Sometimes they don't listen. That's just a challenge, right? Let's finish here, and inshallah, I'm here to answer your questions because the time is past, but I'm here, inshallah, to answer your questions.